to start?
Hmm? Well, no, we're gonna do a little. We're gonna introduce it.
Oh,
first of all.
okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, now we'll start now. Hey everybody, what's up? Whippin Sean here once again with my friend
Todd,
yes.
What's up, everybody?
He's kind of a weeaboo.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I am too. Clearly, I am.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about today our favorite, or not just a favorite, but what we want to define as the best developer of the 90s. I've got my 90s inspired shades that I'll wear just for a minute or two.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to immediately go with Rare. As you can see in the background, I got Rare Replay fired up on the Xbox One. I'm choosing Rare because from 1990 to 2000, every genre they've touched, they did it really well, or they exceeded expectations. Whether it was the fighting genre, racing, Diddy Kong Racing, fighting for Killer Instinct, platformers.
Platformers, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Conkers, I know that was a little later, Donkey Kong 64, and then like for shooters you got GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. Like they raised the bar in so many different categories. They were really like phenomenal.
And when you look at the fighting game, like Killer Instinct, came out in 1993, was supposed to obviously compete with Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, for the Super Nintendo. Right?
The arcade.
Oh,
actually.
okay, the arcade. Okay, yeah.
When it came out, the graphics were obviously impressive because it was running on Ultra 64.
Available for your home in 1995, only on Nintendo Ultra 64.
Remember that? Of course, I remember that. So it was running insane graphics, but the part that people liked was the gameplay. It had the first ever combo gameplay element of its kind, where you could do like more than a 4-hit, and it would actually record it, like 10 hit, 15 hit.
Yeah,
it was awesome, and it had supers, finishers, fatalities. Even though they call them different. For the time, Rare made a fighting game in their first effort, like compared to and can compete with everything else out there. It's incredible.
Yeah. And
same with the racing game, Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, the Diddy Kong Racing, it has an adventure element to it. It has the 3 different vehicles. It like blows Mario Kart 64 out of the water.
Yeah, like would we agree that it's better than Mario Kart 64? Top to bottom?
Yeah, hands down. Yeah. One racing game that I don't really know that much about is like that Mickey Racing Speedway.
Yeah, I played it for a little bit.
I don't know that one. I don't know. They kind of dropped the ball on that. Nobody ever talks about.
But Diddy Kong though.
Yeah, Diddy Kong's
came out in the 90s after Mario Kart 64. They did their own thing, and it was amazing.
Yeah, Whiz-Pig.
Whiz-Pig
was great.
Well, it had the airplanes, little what do you call
those hovercrafts.
Hovercraft
yeah,
bolts.
and then the cars. Nobody wanted to play as the car. Like, yeah, they wanted to be like the really poorly controlled hovercraft or the plane, which was great.
But as he mentioned before, it was the adventure mode, which was
it was
so
incredible.
Cool.
Like it actually gave you like a point to doing single player instead of multiplayer racing.
You could collect stuff, and there's a genie elephant.
Yeah, what's that guy's name? Like
I can't remember, but
it's something kind of racist actually.
Yeah,
like kind of stereotyping.
Elephants, but funny.
Yeah.
These days it's fun to look at.
Yeah. Yeah, Rare was like fantastic. Like I know a lot of people don't really like Donkey Kong 64, but that was like my jam.
Now the people that say they don't like it, it doesn't make sense.
I think they're just being like
it's a collectathon.
Well, are the rest of them. Like I get it doesn't have the same charm as like Banjo-Kazooie does, because Banjo-Kazooie has a lot of those like.
Nor does it have the same music as the trilogy on SNES.
Yeah.
That was kind of a issue, but game's still fantastic.
Yeah, even though like it's like playing through the same level of 5 different characters, there's a little bit of variability. Like a Lanky Kong, like with his stupid handstand walk, or the ones where he like inflates and you have to like
good game
something.
That I still have the issue to this day where GameFan gave it a 99 in their issue.
Oh, why not a 100?
I think it was 100. I'm pretty sure it was a 99, but they gave it a really high score. It was even on its cover. It's talking about length, and that's why I was excited. But the problem with it is that it came out later in the life cycle of the N64. That's why probably most people didn't care.
Yeah. Well, it came with that expansion pack, which was nice.
Yeah.
I like that they actually included that in like every game that needed it, because
Rare has also touched upon the first-person shooter genre.
Yeah, with GoldenEye.
Yeah, how'd they do with that? I can't remember. Did they do pretty good?
I think they did pretty good.
Fared pretty well?
I almost think that those are only two first-person shooters worth getting on the N64.
Turok 2, but listen, when am I going to go there?
Let's not get into that.
Turok 2, but anyways. And Turok 3, trust me, Turok 3 is a good game, play it. Anyways,
I don't know.
Back to GoldenEye 007, when it came out.
Phenomenal.
97, and when it came out, people weren't expecting, because it's a James Bond licensed game.
Based on the movie.
Yeah, you don't think anything of it.
Yeah.
When it came out, it's like, wow, as soon as you play it, and you get it, and you start getting into multiplayer with friends, that's it, man. That's all it took.
One of the few games that's actually better than the movie. Like, do you even remember what GoldenEye's about? It's like a satellite or something?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It's not
Sean Bean's in it. Yeah, and Perfect Dark, even like perfected upon, I guess.
Which came out...
The multiplayer, right, is better
2000.
than GoldenEye?
Yeah, it's better, yeah. The graphics are a little better, obviously.
Much Perfect Dark, but I've heard it's really, really good.
Perfect Dark was Rare's probably last game.
Good game? Yeah.
And it's good because it topped off their dominance of the 90s, in my opinion, our opinion, of the 90s. It's great because Rare, it's kind of sad how they ended up, but things like that happens to every developer.
Yeah.
Unless they have a lot of like IPs like Capcom or something, but Rare, and even in the early 90s, you got your Battletoads.
Yeah. What else was
I mean, like
Cobra Triangle.
Like you just chuck out everything that's on the Rare replay.
Snake Rattle and Roll.
One game I always love to bring up is Blast Corps. I know people. I know it's a mix, but it's still different. I've never when it came out, it was a launch window kind of title almost, like 96.
It was shortly.
So it came out not too long after, and it was so awesome. It's so different. You could destroy buildings, destroy almost everything when you're in the little level, just to make sure
the nuke doesn't hit
truck
anything.
doesn't hit. Yeah, I thought that was such a cool element. And
what genre do you even call that?
Exactly.
It's just like almost like a
Rare being Rare.
Yeah.
Who was your developer that you had in mind?
Okay, so I was.
Because we both agree on Rare.
Yeah, when you came up with this topic, I really had to think about like where I was in the 90s, and like I wasn't that old. I was born in 92, so like that's between the age of 0.
Bit of an age gap here.
Yeah, a bit in between like the age of 0 and 8. Like I can't really experience that much, but in 1998, Pokemon came out for the Game Boy, Pokemon Blue and Red, and like developed by Game Freak. Those were those were my games. Like that was probably the first RPG I actually beat, or the first game I ever beat, and it like meant so much to me. I don't know what it was like for you when it released, but like it like took over the playground.
Yeah, I didn't play it till way after, because back then, but I did play it, but
yeah,
I didn't get into it until like
it was obviously for kids, but like it seemed to have persisted.
But it totally blew up. Like,
oh yeah, no kidding. Like it like the show like and the game almost like came like to Canada like the exact same time. So like just.
So are you picking Nintendo?
Well, no, I was gonna just pick Game Freak, even though they they developed a few other games in the 90s, like they did like that Yoshi like puzzle game and like Pulse Man, but that never came here. I'm picking Game Freak just because out of like the developers I picked, I tried to pick like for different reasons. Like as a kid growing up in the 90s, my best favorite game was Pokemon Blue, so my favorite developer. Looking back as a kid was Game Freak, but if I had to pick like overall, like looking back as an adult, what my favorite developer is, this may sound a little bit cliche, but Squaresoft.
Oh, yeah, especially for the 90s.
Yeah, and like Squaresoft, like its heyday was in the 90s. Like it wasn't like actually in 2000 is where they started kind of dropping off. Like they.
And that's not debatable, by the way.
Yeah. This is like a fact. Like you got like, you can say whatever you want about these games, but the bouncer and like stuff that wasn't really the Squaresoft you knew in like the late 1990s. Like just
say 4 titles right now Final Fantasy 3, Chrono Trigger, Super Mario RPG, and Final Fantasy 7. And then compare those four to anything released after 2000. Just go ahead. We'll wait.
Yeah, like I think that's where like Square started falling apart, because you started seeing like that gap between releases. Like Final Fantasy X came out in 2001 or 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Final Fantasy 12 didn't come out till 2006. Like, of course, there was 11 in between. That was an online game that,
which I loved.
yeah, but I couldn't play because it was too little. But so like in the latter half in the 1990s, that's where you really started seeing like Square really like get its get going, like, because I think it merged with EA or something like that, or EA was publishing
the publishing rights for Americas and I think Europe.
Yeah, so that's why you saw like so many like really good Square games, like,
and like Rare, but possibly more so than Rare, they touched upon more than one genre.
Yeah,
Fighting games,
with
shooters,
Air Guys.
But yeah, no, Rare did a lot. They even did some action RPGs and stuff like we were just talking about, the Brave Fencer.
Yeah,
titles.
Musashi and
Paris ID, different.
yeah,
Survival horror.
yeah, Xenogears.
Yeah, one.
I haven't played that yet.
One of my favorites. Check out.
Yeah. Final Fantasy Tactics, I think, came
Yeah.
out in '99. They just like dominated the market in the '90s, and then
especially if you own a PlayStation, obviously.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like they didn't have anything on 64, I don't think.
No.
One thing that kind of bothered me about like the 2000 Square is they kind of like became more of a publisher than a developer. So like that's where I started to figure out that there was a difference between a publisher and a developer when I was like 10 years old. Where it's just like, well, this Full Metal Alchemist game isn't very good, but it has Square Enix on the cover. I wonder what's going on there. Or they had started publishing those like Try Crescendo and Try Ace games like Star Ocean and Radiata Stories. Those are good.
Which is a really good game, by the way.
And like the Xenosaga games. But for the 1990s, going back to that's where like they were in their golden era, I think.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah, Square kind of did dominate with a lot.
Yeah.
They hit up a lot of different genres. They did.
Yeah.
Feel about that. Well, my second choice for best, or one of the better developers of the 90s, Capcom. Now, it's kind of a no-brainer when you think about it. They started off the 90s, well, they had a Mega Man game, but they started with Street Fighter 2, okay? Which revolutionized like everything. Mid-90s, they did more fighting games, more Street Fighter stuff, but mid-90s they started something called Resident Evil. And in 97, Resident Evil 2, which was a huge title. Yeah, they had a lot of misses too, and they did a lot more genres, especially, but just because of the fact that they did Resident Evil 2 and Street Fighter 2 in the same decade, that's huge.
That's quite the accomplishment. Like those are like two very different styles of game.
And one like changed everything. Maybe the other one did too in a way. Like,
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil 2,
yeah.
Definitely.
Kind of like created a lot of copycats in the late 2000s.
Is there something else I'm missing from the 90s?
Capcom, well, you have your like licensed Disney games like Lion King and Aladdin and Nintendo and Genesis. Those are really good. The Mega Man X series really like
for sure,
the best like in the like PlayStation Super Nintendo era.
Other choices,
Breath of Fire.
Breath of Fire series.
Yeah.
But the Versus series, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Super vs. Street Fighter, and of course Marvel vs. Capcom, which again, they kind of, well, I guess I wouldn't say they revolutionized that, but they added a huge element to the fighting game genre and changed it, and it's still being played to this day. There's a new one coming out this year.
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yeah. That's so,
Well, I do have another...
Oh, sure.
Another one.
Go for it.
It might be tied, but Namco and Sega, but more so Namco.
Okay, so this is
but
this is Tekken.
No, this is everything. This is
okay.
The whole 90s.
Okay.
First, at one point Namco and Sega were competing in the early 90s and 90s for fighting games and racing. One had Virtua Fighter, one had Tekken. One had Ridge Racer, one had Daytona. So they kept making really good games, but overall, it's Namco won. I mean, that's Can't argue that. Come on. I'm a Virtua Fighter fan. You can't say Virtua Fighter is better than Tekken. They're both different. There's people out there that can't stand that say Tekken is shit and like Virtua Fighter is better. Well, if Virtua Fighter was so good, it still would be being played at EVO, but it's not. Okay. Ooh. But no.
Sean, you went there.
Namco.
Yeah.
You got Ridge Racer series in the 90s. Like that alone. But then you get Tekken. Then you get the Tales of.
Yeah, right? Tales
started there.
Yeah.
You get
Fantasia and
the Soul Calibur, Soul Edge. You want to go there? Time Crisis. Probably not as good as Virtua Cop, but there's a lot of entries. But just what they did in the arcade scene with Sega and how their home ports were always like near arcade perfect. Like Tekken 3, came out for PlayStation 1998.
Yeah.
60 frames per second, high resolution, amazing. You know, and then you could talk about Soul Calibur on Dreamcast when it launched. It was better than the arcade version.
Yeah.
Namco put a lot of effort into it, made it like, like ultra high resolution, different like higher polygon models. Namco was so good, and they still are to a degree. That's not what they were, but I can't wait for Tekken 7. But yeah, Namco in the 90s with Sega, the little trying to be the best of the arcades. Really, that was good for us consumers, good for us fans, because because they try to like
really compete,
outdo, and
yeah,
it stopped like around 2000 with like Virtua Fighter 4 and Tekken 4. Like when that happened, it kind of died down. Like the arcades died down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
definitely.
yeah, that's my last choice, I think.
I do have one more.
Okay.
Okay. Bear with me here. HAL Laboratory.
Okay. Kirby. Smash.
Super Smash Brothers. They helped out developing Earthbound.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. Like for the 90s, unless you can think of something else.
Well, like you can't. I was gonna go with Nintendo.
Yeah, we could go with Nintendo. I'm just thinking like, is there a bad HAL Laboratory game?
No, there's not a bad HAL.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to go with this. Like every Kirby game that came out in the 1990s, which I think is all of them, unless Kirby Adventure. Well, no, I guess.
And the best one, obviously, being Kirby Superstar Smash on SNES.
I guess so. I can back
Dino Blade.
I also like Kirby's Dream Course, which was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's good too. Yeah.
Kirby and the Crystal Shards for N64. Yeah. But if you want to talk about Nintendo in general, like that's another one similar to Square that like
the
made
90s.
Killing in 90s. Like I think like yeah, sure, people like get a lot of nostalgia for like the GameCube and like the Wii, but like most people agree that the Super Nintendo and maybe a little bit of the N64 was when Nintendo was like in their heyday.
But that's one of the reasons why I didn't pick them, because like I'm picking based on the entire decade.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, right? And with Nintendo, obviously from the start of the 90s, Mario World, F-Zero, like damn it, they were on fire. Like it's one of the best games ever put out. Super Mario World 2, one of the best platformers of all time.
Yeah, no joke.
Star Fox, which I guess could be developed by like Argonaut or whatever. But anyways,
yeah.
But then 64 came, Mario 64.
Oh yeah.
They revolutionized
Changed
gaming.
the world. Yeah.
Completely.
That's how you control a 3D character.
And then Zelda Ocarina of Time. But after that, I don't know. I just like.
Well, that's
the
actually
tail end of the 90s. I wouldn't say they did a lot because they couldn't.
Yeah, I guess like like what at the end of the 90s for Nintendo, like Yoshi's Story.
Yep. Like Majora's Mask, but
I think that
same.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they kind of like started faltering at the end of the 90s. I'm not saying Majora's Mask is a bad game. It's my favorite Zelda game, but yeah, I guess because like the N64 didn't really have that much of a.
No, that's why
fan really.
Like I would love to pick them, but like Rare, like I picked Rare because throughout the entire 90s, you know,
they were like constantly
they did a lot.
The wheel. Yeah, I can agree with that. Bonk.
I want to pick an American or European developer, but I think.
Oh well,
I think
what about like Blizzard?
No.
Like
Oh,
with
from 1990 to 2000?
Lost
No way.
Vikings and what else? Id? Do you like Id?
No.
You don't like Id? You don't
Japan
like
owned the 90s. Doesn't matter
Japan owns
what
you.
anyone says. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'm the weeboo. Maybe. What are you
What
gonna
a
do?
twist of fate.
Yeah. Japan owned the 90s. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
you
so
keep-
much.
Oh,
in the
but
$2,000s.
what about like a Diablo 2 or Warcraft? What about them?
They're okay.
2 titles? Come on.
Okay. StarCraft 64. That probably came out in the 90s.
Well, there's been a lot of games in the early 90s by Apogee for PC.
Apogee. Who's
Apogee.
Apogee?
I think you should Google Apogee.
No. Tell me who Apogee
Well,
is.
oh, they made a lot of good PC games in the 90s, so I think
Okay.
that would be what people would choose.
Oh, okay.
They did like the Commander Keen stuff, I think,
Oh,
like that. But they
okay.
also did like a thing for America. But they also did a bunch of really kind of not great games.
Okay, if we're gonna really get into the weeds here, how do you feel about like Humongous Entertainment, like with Pajama Sam and
Doesn't
like
ring a bell.
you really like all those like educational like kids games like Pajama Sam and that fucking fish and sorry I didn't mean to swear. Shoot, I was gonna keep this G-rated.
No, we're not keeping it G-rated. We're not like
No?
the Game Chasers.
Oh, okay. Well, there was a
Who?
fish.
Yeah, here, go ahead.
I can't remember any other Humongous.
'Cause
I played Pajama Sam in
Oh, yeah.
chapters all the time.
Well, the learning ones that I've only played were those like Quest Mountains or the Treasure Mountains.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is another like generational divide between us. Like, you know what I'm talking about.
We're
Yeah.
getting a little off track here.
Okay.
I have a lot of editing to do. So,
Okay.
folks, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Our first episode-ish of whatever this is, whatever for now.
And
If you like it,
hit that like button.
No,
if there
we're
is a
not-
like
no.
button. Is there a like button?
yeah, there's a like button. But are we really going to do that? Are we really
No,
gonna do
don't
that?
hit the like
I
button.
don't think we're
Just
gonna do
leave a
that.
comment below.
Because we know you're gonna like it anyways. We know you're gonna sub anyways. You know how we know? Because we're just that damn good. All right? Because we know who the best developer is of the 90s. Do you? Rare. Namco cool second. Very cool second.
Square.
Square. Oh yeah.
Square.
Square. Very close second.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I keep
Okay.
forgetting that. Tobal 2. Man, never came out here.
Screw
Bastards.
off.
Yeah, we're gonna end the video. Yeah, Tobal 2 never came out here. What the
All right.
fuck is that?
We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. We're out of here. Enjoy. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Don't fill it down.
No, keep that the shot. Oh my God! Keep it in the shot, man.
Okay.